Teacher cheating was a headline theme in the evening news for a while. And I'd like to spend a few minutes talking about the relationships that resulted in the inevitable gaming of the system. Given a situation where the desired test scores is larger than the actual test scores, that creates a gap. And the gap should lead to action intended to improve student capability, to improve the actual test scores. The difficulty that arises is that that action to improve student capability actually takes a while. I mean, it's not something that happens over a weekend or a week. It's a long-term endeavor to actually improve the test scores of the students. But this is what was perceived as the result of having the desired test scores larger than the actual test scores. Though the powers that be really wanted the desired test score, wanted the actual test scores to come up. So they also instituted a threat of punishment and a promise of rewards, saying that, this is urgent and you have to get this done. So it creates a sense of urgency, which further influences the actions to improve the student capability. Though this sense of urgency also promotes a shortcut, an easier way to actually get the test scores to increase, which is to cheat, which is to teach to the test, or change the answers on a test, or do something that manipulates the outcome to achieve the desired test scores, which will then resolve the gap and remove the threat of punishment. Additionally, there's the difference between the desired and actual test scores creates a pressure to reduce the goal itself. In other words, one way to get rid of the gap is to, in fact, have a desire for less. This is typically what's called a drifting goals scenario. And additionally, the desired test scores influence the testing infrastructure, which influences the pressure to revise the goals, which would minimize or reduce the desired test scores, which is another way to actually diminish the gap. So you end up with a set of relationships which are sort of inevitably will produce teacher cheating, which anyone who had ever read Alfie Kohn's Punished by Rewards probably could have predicted based upon the relationships that were established. If you pressure people enough to accomplish something, they will find a way to accomplish it. Typically not in the way that you wanted it to be accomplished, though they will find a way because they just want to get other people off their back. So the question that I pose is, are there a set of relationships that could be established which would actually, in time, improve the actual test scores and remove the gap without warping the system to promote cheating? Now, it doesn't seem to be a recurring theme in the evening news as of late regarding teacher cheating. The news stories probably put the fear of God into some people, though I would expect that it's still ongoing in certain places. Wherever this set of relationships exist and there is a threat of punishment for not increasing the actual test scores, is highly likely to result in cheating to achieve the dictated results. So hope you found this interesting, and I'll see you in another perspective soon. Bye.